It's been 2 weeks since Deorr Kunz disappeared. There's been no sign of him at the campground. Investigators don't expect foul play. His family and police are releasing very few new details. So what happens now?
This will come to a resolution. I'm quite satisfied.
Tony Latham is a retired investigator with Idaho Fish and Game. He's worked on missing persons cases and says when someone like Deorr disappears, detectives can't rule out anything.
Everything has to be on the table. And, you do your initial assessment and get your resources up there and focus on what's the most obvious. But at the same time, everything else has to be operating in the background.
Some theories investigators might look at: Deorr walked away on his own, he was abducted, he was never at the campsite, or a wild animal could have been involved.
If it had been a wild animal attack, by now they would have at least found a boot. And so I think by now that theory should be discounted.
Detectives say Deorr's parents have been cooperative. Deorr's great-grandfather, who was at the campsite, has never been a suspect. As for the family friend who was also there, investigators aren't saying anything about him, and few new details are being released. But that doesn't mean police have stopped working to find Deorr.
There's some cameras on the highway on both directions in 93, I'm sure have been looked at, and I'm sure they're looking more or less under every rock, so to speak, for leads on this case.
Search crews were hoping for a lead at the Stone Reservoir after canine dogs picked up a scent near the water. After days of intense searches, investigators learned someone dumped human cremains into the reservoir days after Deorr disappeared. Those remains were the scent the dogs likely picked up. But should Deorr's body be in the reservoir, Latham says he will surface soon.
In 3 weeks, based on temperatures, would probably be a ballpark figure on when the body would float up.
Investigators and Deorr's family remain hopeful he's still alive, and Latham has faith the Lemhi County Sheriff's Office will solve this case.
They know those hills and they know how to find people. If there's something to be found in that area, they'll come up with it.
Latham says it's important to, quote, keep that kid's face in your mind, and remember, he could be anywhere. I'm Nate Eaton, EastIdahoNews.com.